Mosquito. That's not good. I've been bitten a few times. Now there are several kinds of mosquitoes here. The most common are tiny white insects. It's just part of the environment. A driver in Ubud said to me, yeah, you can't, there's nothing to do to stop that, you know. The climate, they live in it. That's how he put it, which I liked. And I have known for 35 years, even before I went to do my master's in public health, that the biggest percentage move you can make to prevent yourself from getting stung by mosquitoes is timing. So you know when they're out. Some places it'll be dawn, some places it'll be in the afternoon, some places it'll be when the wind is not blowing, etc. And then if you stay in a place long enough, the first day you have to observe that. And then if you see that it repeats pattern-wise, you can be outside without worrying about it. And that's how to deal with mosquitoes first. The first way to deal with mosquitoes is that timing. Comprehend when they are, even if not swarming, when they are active. When that's happening, you close the door, like I'm doing right now, to the place, and you you're more aware. Now, this is not the time of day when they should be swarming, so seeing that one was unusual. I have been bitten twice, maybe 3 times. This one's bad. It happened in Ubud. I think it was the day of the rainstorm. There's 2 dots you could see there. It could have been a big spider, but it doesn't look like that. They feel independent. They're slowly starting to heal when I scratch them, which you should never do. Of course, I do it every time. And then, let's see. There was another one on my leg. So, though I've been in a water environment, island, and coastal Bali, I've avoided the mosquitoes through timing is the principal mechanism. And I did use that spray once at Cyan House, I think, because there was a thunderstorm there. It was late at night. So that was a weird time to see mosquitoes when they were out. So they had some kind of spray. I did spray it on myself. I don't know. Around the house, I have tried multiple methods you can see on this website. The really complicated one, I used the yeast in the buckets and painted them black and all this stuff. Now I pay for a service that comes 4 times a summer. It takes care of that for me, I guess. There's also less standing water now on the property, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, rumination on mosquitoes in different places. This is an island that doesn't have many of the type that we are used to. When we talk about the worrisome mosquitoes here in Southeast Asia, if this can be called that. Bali is, of course, the Wallace line. They're starting to say Wallacea now, which I think is really hilarious. They mean the region, right? It's between both, but there's some things that can go together in this area, which is why going to Bali Bird Park is great, because even if they're not right on Sulawesi, they're basically in the same climate, you know, or that cassowary, you know, from so far away, or Papua New Guinea, you know, they're comfortable here in this climate. So it's a sensible zoo from the standpoint of being able to teach people about these animals. I was thinking about that. It could be interesting to have a zoo where you catch them at a certain age only, or maybe when they're nesting. But then you release them. So before you release them, you catch the next ones. And then once you have a replacement, then you release the one that you had for certain species. Then the creatures would go back into the wild and they'd say, oh yeah, there's this place. Don't worry, you'll be coming out. They take you in when you're having eggs, or they take you in when certain things are happening. That communication can become part of the evolutionary track, right? Because that's going to be needed more and more as we overcrowd the animals and the extinctions continue. To come to a place like this, it was very important for me to photograph as many species as I could. I've mostly only done common species, but I was able to go to the bird park and really see beautiful creatures. And just out of the cage, you know. To stand in front of the Sulawesi hornbill was such an amazing experience for me. And that is why I have now scheduled the Bali Butterfly Park. So I'm going to go from here to Chandidas, then to Kintamani, and then to the Butterfly Park on the way down to Canggu. So I think we have a scheme to get some nice pictures, and it's not so much the pictures, but the pictures and storing stuff on my YouTube channel. This is just a place for me to share with you, my friends, or family, or whatever. People on the road I meet who often want to check stuff out. That's what this is. That's what this has kind of always been. You know, I had it before it was YouTube. I was on Google videos, so I just retained it as a mechanism for storing my materials. And when the socials came, I didn't want to participate. The idea of giving my stuff to Zuckerberg or to someone else was like, wait, why would you do that? So I continued to blog, and I continued to use YouTube, though YouTube has changed more to be like the socials. I still function the way I do, long form, and under the radar, not for any financial gain. I wish there would be no ads. I wish there was a way I could pay to make it so there's never any ads. I would do that. Maybe I could incorporate or something. But enough about me.